All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody, to the Same as a Beer podcast. We are live here on Twitch. We are also live on YouTube. If you want to chat with me, go ahead and go to Same as a Beer at Twitch. If you want to chat with Thomas, you have to go to YouTube at Sammy's and Beer, or however you say it. But we thank you all so much for stopping by. It's going to be a fantastic Wednesday night. We have a lot of good shit to talk about. Been a busy week, busy life. So, with me, as always, is the homeless Tomas Rincon. You're still technically homeless if you're living in a hotel because you do not have a permanent address. Is that what it is? It's one thing to stay in one for a couple of days. It's another thing to live out of one. Yeah, but then there's no comfortable seats in a hotel. You're either laying in a bed, which is pretty fucking uncomfortable. Uh, It's it's not a recliner. Oh well, you guys had a couch, I'm sorry, or something like that. Something nice to sit on in the living room. Gotcha. Hmm, frick. I didn't have your volume back up, so you've been silent this whole time. No. That sounds disgusting. White Claw? Oh, I didn't know they made a vodka. Read action. Oh yeah. I'm surprised you guys didn't just go to an Airbnb. I don't trust him either. Doesn't mean I won't fucking stay there. With people? Oh, that'd be fun. That I couldn't do. Even then, don't want to wake up with some fucking creepy person breathing over me while I sleep. Did it? All right. I'm not going against them. I'm not, it's a lot of weirdness. Maybe they just like to party. something did happen, would you tell people? So at this point, we don't know if anything happened because you're admitting that you wouldn't tell people. But we don't know that because you just said you wouldn't tell people if and if it did because they were old. Or they wanted a reason to kick you out and keep your money. All right, you want to shoot first or you want me to? Okay. Do they have a waffle maker? That's the best thing in the fucking world. I don't even like breakfast. Nice. Yeah. I didn't. Good. It's even it's even worse if it's got a good aftertaste. That means it's not that strong. All right. So I'm actually going. I know we stopped this a while ago, but I'm going back because I have two very important shots I have to take tonight. One's a sad one, and then one's a happy one. So, first one, I have to do a shot. It was actually 2 years ago today that my grandmother passed away. So I am going to take a shot to her. This was one of the glasses that we got from their house. I use it. No more shot glasses for me. I only use this. So, cheers to you, Grandma. Too fucking long. I know. I've been worried about you lately because you haven't been talking to me much. You're fine. I just, like I said, I've just been worried. The second one is a good shot. A good friend of the podcast, a good friend of mine, just got back from deployment. He is back stateside. So welcome back to the land of the living, the home of the free, the one and only, the okayest streamer. Here's to you, buddy. Whew. According to him, he couldn't tell us where he was. So, and I didn't have a traditional bottle of Crown, but I did do a Crown Peach for my grandmother. Because I told you about that, didn't I? That they saved the bottle of Crown for 50 years. That's the only bottle of Crown we have in the house right now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have their bottle anymore. We drank all that in one night. But, I mean, it was my grandparents, my brother, me, my sister, her husband. There was plenty of us drinking Crown. I bet all of us got one, maybe two drinks out of it. No, it's. I would say it's still probably one of my favorites. It's just fucking super expensive. I mean, it's like $40 for a 750. Yeah. So it's just. Ugh. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah. Oh. Mhm. Mm. Where's the O man? Where's the O man? Orion? Oh, you said with a cat, so you didn't. Yeah. I had to fucking. We were taking. My wife's been doing a step challenge for work, so she has been going on walks after she gets off work, which I usually go with the kids and the dog. Try to go every couple of days, every day. But she's been going consistently. And I got the dogs out and I let them go out into the garage, and they both, get excited. And the male fucking is jumping up and down, jumps down and fucking bites me on my leg. So guess whose ass didn't get to go on a fucking walk? I put his. I don't know if. See, I don't know if he actually bit me or if he just came down and shot his canine like right above my kneecap. But it fucking hurt. I was fucking mad. So and I think he was pissed because then I fucking made him stay home and didn't get to go for a walk with us. No, he was laying down over there. No, no, that's the male, the big dumb one. That's got to be tough. You don't watch it right now. Yeah, those are the saddest fucking things in the whole fucking world. They are, but I cry at all of them. I'm such a fucking baby when it comes to that. Yeah, yeah. It was just what you were used to at that point. Yep. It's amazing the things you get used to, isn't it? Yeah. Well, and you don't know any different. I mean, you figure you're 10 years old. If something happens for a year, that's 10% of your life. And actually, more than that, because you probably don't remember the first 2, 3 years, 4 years. Jeez. For them total or in their lifetime? That's a lot. Because I want to say I lived in that house, went to college for a year, lived in that house, lived in that apartment, this house. I've lived in 7 places my entire life. It's really not. Like, I lived in the same house growing up until I was 18 and went to college. Like, we didn't move once. Eh, It was a small house. Hmm. We have a door like that. Hmm. My wife has said, when we leave, this door is coming with us. Okay. Yeah, they're cheap. Well, I think the military is a lot different now too, and it's a lot different for you compared to what your dad was doing. Yeah. So I want to ask you this: when you were, so what did you do right out of high school? Okay, how long did you go to college for? And how did you do in college? If you don't mind me asking. Hmm. Did you have a path that you wanted to go down? Okay. I was having a conversation with my brother today. My oldest niece is a sophomore in high school. And, we were talking about, the paths that our lives led down and, whether we thought, because both of us went to college. He went longer than I did, but neither of us got degrees, similar to you. Um, Not saying my brother is definitely a lot more successful career wise than I am. He owns a plumbing business. But we were talking, and he's like, well, I wanted to be an auto body mechanic, or not an auto body, but I wanted to work with my hands. I wanted to work by myself. I wanted to be an auto technician. That's what I wanted to do. And got talked into going to college and spent 3 years down there and fell ass first into a fucking plumbing job, just basically needed a job. And, 20 years later, now he owns his own plumbing company and has a successful plumbing company. I mean, it's been, I think he's at it 10 years now. But, it was just kind of like, we were talking, and it was so many kids get pushed into, like, you saw where the money was, and he was like talking to my niece, and well, what do you want to do? What's your plan? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe go into nursing. But it's like, and that's just such a generic answer, because there's so many aspects of nursing. Well, what kind of nurse do you want to be? Like, and I think we get so focused on, what we want to do. Like, because you say you love your job, but what aspects of your job do you love? Because, I mean, everybody always says, do what you love and you're never going to work a day in your life. Everything, I don't care what it is, turns into a fucking job and turns into monotony at some point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I mean, it's like my job. I mean, people are like, oh, do you love your job? And it's like, it's a job that pays me. I love the perks that my job has. Yeah. Hmm. And yeah, the perks that go along with that. And, there's so many benefits that it's like, even if I fucking hated my job, which I mean, I don't, but even if I did, I'd fucking stick it out just for the perks, because it fits my lifestyle. But getting back to it is like, it's kind of funny because you almost need to, like, for kids, they need to find what their passion is, not necessarily like what they love to do, because, like my niece said, I really like marine biology. Maybe I'll become a marine biologist because I like the animals. Well, but you don't really think about that. Like, if you're a marine biologist, you might spend 3-4 days a year actually with animals. The rest of the time, you're in a fucking lab, fucking dissecting data and doing research. And there's so many of these jobs that it's like you need to figure out what you're passionate about, as far as, do you want to take care of people? Do you want to teach people? Do you want to work with your hands? Because I told it to my brother, I was like, well, you wanted to work with your hands. Plumbing isn't that far from being a mechanic. You're working with your hands. You're somewhat working alone. Granted, yes, you've gone into a very different direction to very much better your life, because having people be plumbers for you but pays a hell of a lot more than being a plumber. I mean, it can if you run a successful business. Sure. There's plenty of businesses that don't run very well. No, no, but you want to help guide them so that way they can have a path forward, because that's one thing for me is I feel like I didn't have anybody trying to help guide me or asking those questions of like, what do you want to do? How, what seems like a good fit for you? Not what's going to make you the most money, not, because I can't tell you how many people I know that have gone that, I mean, I even see them at work. People that have gone and gotten their master's and doctorate in physical therapy and are doing the job that I used to do as a recruiter in healthcare staffing. with a fucking doctorate. Like, you went to fucking 6 years of school to only be like, this wasn't really my cup of tea. Which I get that it happens, but I don't think it has to. I think we need to quit. I think too many kids get pushed into the college lifestyle, or, oh, 100%. Mm-hmm. Well, it's because it didn't pay well. You could make the same money going and fucking working at McDonald's. Oh, now it pays extremely well, especially, you get into some of these good. And it used to be, I can remember I had a company trying to recruit me when I was doing electrical work when I was 19. And they wanted me to come work for them. And I want to say I was making like $16 an hour, which back then was fucking pretty good money. And I was talking to the guy and he was like, yeah, we start out at 14. And I'm like, well, I make fucking 16 an hour. Why would I come do that? He goes, yeah, but we allow you unlimited overtime. Most of our guys work 60 hours a week and get huge paychecks. And I'm like, fuck you, I work 40 hours a week. Like, I know, but that was the sell. Like, they were literally, that was their sell. It was like, yeah, but you can work 60 hours a week and make all this fucking overtime. And that $15 an hour is going to make you fucking an extra grand a month. And it was like, fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. And I guarantee you there was tons of people that were like, oh, I can work as many hours as I want. Let's do that. I'll work fucking 6 12-hour days. And yeah. Yeah, that was a lot different. Let's be honest. Fucking, you got paid to sleep and you were straight 20. I mean, I got paid to shit. Don't get me wrong. What was the old saying when I was an electrician? Boss gets paid a quarter, I get paid a dime. That's why I shit on company time. You know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. If you're ever on a plane, I heard a thing that a guy that helped get EpiPens on all planes, somebody started having, wasn't it wasn't an allergic reaction. Um, they, it was something where he had to like dose it out. Like, he had to do like the calculations and shit. I don't remember what it was. Gotcha. Yeah, I just because then he went on to like, oh, is he? Well, well, and that's what so many people want to do right now. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Yeah. Oh, I guarantee you it's a lot of work. Like just stuff for like our podcast. Like, I mean, we do the very bare minimum of just going live. But even when I had to like upload stuff before when we could upload it on Apple Podcasts before they wanted us to be a fucking business and shit. I mean, it takes fucking time. You want to make clips? Either you pay somebody, you pay an app to do it for you, and you're gonna get or you fucking do it yourself, and it fucking takes a shit ton of time. Yeah, go. Yeah. So it's definitely not an easy thing that a lot of them do. Let's do it. Move up here. I'm telling you right now, I'd do it. 4 hours. Yeah. Why would you have to go to Minneapolis? There's an Air Force base in Sioux Falls. Oh, there might be one out in Rapid City too. Oh, gotcha. There's not one in Ellsworth? Oh, it's a pretty big. That's just the big one in South Dakota. I actually had a fucking bomb ass fucking taco food truck last weekend. You don't. This one, you want to know what this one's specialty was? Fluffy tacos. Fluffy tacos. All they did was they took a tortilla and they threw it in the fryer for like 10 seconds to puff it up a little bit. Fluffy, they called it fluffy. Yeah. They just don't normally have those. Ooh, some dog butt. Oh, that's cat. Even worse. But yeah, no, they had a bomb ass fucking taco food truck. I spent I spent like $70 on tacos. I think I like it more when my family is like, I don't tell them what I'm getting, or I'm just like, hey, are you hungry? And they're like, yeah. And I just get food. So I was just like, well, why don't you give me 3 steak tacos, 3 chicken tacos, uh, 3 puffy pork tacos, 3 puffy chicken tacos, side of fries, and they had like they called it street corn pasta salad. Yeah, they said it was elote with noodles and corn and peppers. Although it didn't have a lot of peppers. Um, oh, is it? They said it was. Yeah, they said it was like some sauce. I don't remember what it was. It was fucking solid. I would say it was good. It could have been great. It would have been had they had some fucking like some charred black beans in there and some fucking peppers. Like not some spicy peppers, like some bell peppers, just to give it a little bit of crunch with it. That would have been because it was basically just noodles, corn with the sauce. There might have been. I don't know. I ate it pretty fast. Yeah, fuck Chipotle. We have Qdoba. Qdoba's way better. Um, But you don't. The meat is good enough to where the sauces make up for it. 100%. I've only eaten there once too, and I would go back to Freebirds. We have like a 24-hour Mexican joint. It's called Gilberto's. They're not as good, but the fact they're 24 hours really helps them. I think you should bake, but no, you should go. You know what the ultimate food truck would be? A Mexican potato bar. So you take like Mexican style chicken, you take Mexican style pork, steak, you have the meats, you have your fucking queso, even though I know queso's not traditionally Mexican. Everybody loves fucking queso. You you have a baked potato, you fucking mash it up, you pick your fucking meat, you throw some fucking pico de gallo on the top, throw some fucking queso. Exactly. Like you can have all the meat prepped. You can have them just fucking sitting in warmers, ready to fucking dish out like they do at Chipotle, Qdoba. You can have fucking 100 baked potatoes. Because I fucking smoke a mean fucking rib. But how do you prepare for ribs? Or I can make a good, pretty decent brisket. It's not, I would rate my brisket like a 6 out of 10. But but compared to like a Famous Dave's, which is probably like a 4 or a 5, I would say it's better. But how do you prepare to have that kind of stuff? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And you could have like specialty days. Like you could have weekends and be like, hey, we're doing barbecue this weekend. So we've got fucking brisket, we got pulled pork, you know. My other idea for food would be a pre-order barbecue restaurant. Meaning, so like you take orders until Tuesday and pickup starts on Friday. And you can either get it Friday or Saturday. But it's not like sit down restaurant, it's fucking take home and eat. So you call me and you say, hey, I got a party this weekend. I want fucking 2 slabs of ribs. I want a brisket and I want pulled pork, potato salad, and fucking mac and cheese. Cool. This is how much it is. Have it ready for you. What time do you want to pick it up on Friday? Or Saturday or Sunday? And you don't cook on Monday. Monday's your day off. Tuesday, you can go shopping. Yep. Well, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday would be cooking days because if you got somebody picking something up on Saturday, you ain't cooking it on fucking Thursday. So that was my other idea. And and it could be well, that one could be like a business that you like slowly start, like just start taking orders. And then as you grow, you can just keep getting out there, getting more, you know. So so just because of how your cat and this is That's one thing that I fucking hate the most about cats is that they're always walking around with their fucking buttholes showing. I watched a video of a guy, he must have been in Europe, just judging by their accents. But there was this German Shepherd at a dog park, and it started fucking mauling this little Malamese, I don't know what the fuck, this little white dog. I mean, like, had this thing in his fucking mouth, like, the other dog didn't survive. And a couple people there was kind of old people there that had the small dogs, and the owner of this German Shepherd was fucking nowhere to be found until like halfway through the video. And all of a sudden, they kind of go over and start pulling it off. This one dude fucking runs up. This German Shepherd has this other fucking dog in its mouth. And you know what this guy fucking does? It didn't. He sat there and fucking was jamming his finger in this dog's ass for fucking like 30 seconds. It was getting a 2-for-1 special. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Just because I thought of German Shepherds. Have you been watching any of The Last of Us? Did you watch the first season? Okay. Yeah, I recommend watching. There's 2 episodes out. I recommend watching both. Um, yeah, that's all. Since you haven't watched it, we can't talk about it. You're fine. Yeah, you've been busy. They get to move in tomorrow? Sweet. So let me ask you this. Your parents are okay financially, correct? Why the fuck didn't they hire people to move them? So, yep. I don't think I'll ever move again relying on my friends or relying on somebody else. Like, I'm going to hire movers for every. I will hire movers if ever I move again. Like, I was so pissed. My wife's grandparents moved 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 3. And they moved right around Christmas time because he got sick and they weren't sure if he was going to make it. So they sold their house and moved into an apartment. He got better and they were like, well, fuck this apartment. So they bought a house and they're moving out of this apartment and they hired movers, but they wouldn't let them take any of like their glass and like fragile stuff because they didn't want them to fucking break it. Which was, I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. I'll come help you guys move. 4 fucking truckloads later, I'm like, And it was weird because it was my in-laws, my wife's grandparents. So they're not my grandparents, you know. They've always been nice to me, but her grandpa was getting I'm sure he was fucking sick of moving too. And he's getting pretty fucking ornery. And fucking kind of gets lippy with my wife, and she's finally like, you know what? We're here to fucking help you. If you don't want the help, that's fine. We'll leave. But if we're gonna be here, you're gonna fucking be nice to us. I was like, I couldn't say that, like, you know, because they're not, like I said, it's not my family. Although I probably wouldn't say that to my family either. So yeah, I'm not that confrontational either. See, I make snide little comments, but that's about it. Mhm. Never had mine. You never had mine, son. Or have you had mine? Have I brought a camping? I don't think so. No. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I'm aware of how a ratchet works. Well, that's nothing surprising out of you. Well, yeah, everybody thinks that's sometimes. So, so you got to go fucking get your kids from school, and everybody looks at you funny because you can't walk. So I want to ask you about this, and I don't. With you moving a lot, how social of a kid were you? Were you so like? But like I'm saying, like outside of school, not in school, but like you get home from school and it's like, hey, I'm going to play with my friends. So I've kind of started to worry because my oldest doesn't. Like he does a lot of stuff just by himself. And yeah, maybe. And I don't know if it's just that he just doesn't have the right friends around, because I'm like, well, why don't you go play with this kid? Why don't you go play with this kid? Why don't you go play with this kid? Because I mean, I've been involved enough. I know a lot of the kids in the neighborhood. I know where they live. I know their parents. Uh, and he's just all of them. I'm like, well, why don't you go play with him? Well, he just sits at home and plays video games, and I don't really want to go watch him play video games. Okay, well, why don't you go play with this kid? Well, I don't know. We're not that good of friends. Why don't you go play with this kid? Well, we're not that good of friends. Why don't you go play with this kid? Well, he was sick today. And it's just like my youngest is gone. Like he's found a group of there's like 5 or 6 of them. And fucking he came home on Monday. They didn't have school after Easter. And he came home at like 5:30, fucking sunburnt. He's like, oh, I'm kind of dizzy. I'm like, well, have you drank water today? No. Like, well, like, I mean, just fucking shot. Like he ended up falling asleep for like 3 hours. No, he fell asleep for like an hour. And the only reason he got up is because his mom went and woke him up. And I'm like, let him fucking sleep. He wants to sleep. And it was like 6 o'clock at night and he's fucking sleeping. And yeah. But then the oldest, like he walked up to the park behind the house and is playing frisbee golf by himself. And, just, and it just kind of, it worries me, you know, he does not. He does not. And I don't know if it's just because like I know he's a smart kid and I think that makes him more socially awkward and I think he's a lot smarter than the other kids in his school or than he's with. And so think I think that has something to do with it, but it still worries me because it's like you're missing out on, some of the best years of your life with kids that you can hang out with and making. But at the exact same time, like all the kids that I hung out with when I was that age, I fucking don't talk to any of them, you know? So, yeah. But, like all the people that I talk to now, if it wasn't for my kids, I don't think I'd have any friends because I'm friends with all of their parents, Like, I don't know, it's weird to me, but like, if before I like started hanging out with you guys, like I didn't have a group of friends that I hung out with. Like it just all my other friends, they live 20, 30 minutes away and it just got hard make the time or, I had young kids and I mean they did too, but just they had different priorities and different, and people to watch their people to babysit. I didn't have that. We didn't have, and and so now it's been fucking awesome that I know all these kids that or all these like parents and stuff and so yeah. Yeah, that's a lot different than what my barbecues are. Usually we get so fucking blacked out drunk. Start the driveway on fire. Yeah. I'm social about it. I think that's a skill that I lack. Yeah. Yeah. See, and I just kind of quit. Like a lot of the guys that I was really good friends with in high school, I just kind of quit trying because I would call them every so often, be like, "Hey, you want to go do something?" And we might go do something, we might not. They might be busy, something like that. But then I wouldn't hear from them until I reached out again, and it was just kind of like, well, yeah. I mean, if it's a one-sided relationship where it's just me reaching out, you know, yeah, like if you're not going to put in the effort, like a relationship is two ways. Yeah. Okay, I need you in South Dakota this weekend. I do. She had a blood test, was in the hospital. Where were you? I don't. I don't ask. I don't ask. I don't ever ask. No, and I will say that was the nice thing. Like my in-laws drove up. Like that. That was the only family that really. Well, I say my brother did, but like my in-laws drove up from fucking Texas. They drove 12 hours. Yeah. 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 It's funny. I mean, when I started the job that I'm at now, like I took like a half pay cut, and I was the only one working in the family at the time. Like I cut my what I made in half, and we ate a lot of fucking pancakes for supper because that was what. Yeah. 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 I bet. I keep a propane grill or propane griddle down in the basement for that exact reason. Mhm. Yeah. I do too. I thrive. I'm cool and calm. Yeah. I like to let a bunch of stuff build up at work so that way I'm super fucking busy for a couple hours putting out fires, and then as opposed to being just on top of shit and fucking waiting waiting for an email to come in. Like, is it there? Is it there? Email, let's go. Next. Email, let's go. Like that. Maybe. Mm, I'd let him die. You're fucking 30. Fuck off. You're not at that age. Teaching? I don't think that's a business. Oh, yeah. All right, we are at the time there, Brosapina. Maybe. Mm, feed the squirrels, not the birds. Fuck the birds. I fucking hate birds. There's no squirrel flu. Hmm?